Hello, and welcome to UPL Insights, a new digital media series from UPL, led by our teams changing the game for farmers across the African continent. This series will bring together leaders in sustainable farming, food systems, and climate resilience to explore the challenges and developments defining world agriculture today. We are recording this episode ahead of the African Green Revolution Forum, the biggest annual agriculture event for Africa, which is now marking 20 years of Agra's mission to transform agriculture on the continent. This year, the AGRF Summit is a virtual event, and we have been talking to some of the people leading that transformation inside and outside of UPL and exploring our shared commitment to resilience, trade, nourishment, and sustainable productivity. Today, I'm joined by Dhruv Soni, Chief Operating Officer of Nurture Farm. Dhruv is based in UPL's headquarters in India and has spent the last 20 years working across information technology, financial inclusion, e-commerce, and food technology, applying these together and separately to improve the way food systems operate. In this episode, we will be looking at the changing character of food systems in the developing world and how the agribusiness model is adapting to lead and support this evolution. There is no single definition of agribusiness. The specifics can vary greatly across regions, crops, and focus areas, but agribusiness must always mean supporting farmers. Today, farmers in the developing world face growing challenges around climate change, yield and rising costs of inputs and technology, and access to markets. These are not the types of issues that will be solved with a single solution. They need a complete rethink of what we mean by support. Building on and extending UPL's innovative Adarsh farm services idea that we will present in more details, Dhruv and the team in India have spent the last decade designing a new approach, moving towards a full service model that incorporates the full spectrum of needs faced by modern smallholders. Dhruv, welcome to UPL Insights. I'm so glad that you're joining us today. Can you please tell us, as a starting point, what IAAS stands for and has it succeeded in other sectors before?
Thanks a lot, Laurent. I think this is a really exciting opportunity for UPL and Nurture on the journey that we're embarking here. IAAS is simply infrastructure as a service, right? Agri as a whole hasn't seen a lot of shared economy and shared infrastructure frameworks, especially for smallholding farmers. So there are other industries where we've seen this happen before. We've seen Uber as an example, where shared infrastructure is at play at scale. We just don't think of it like that because we use it so often in our everyday lives. So bringing that infrastructure as a service into the agri domain is what we're focused on.
Right. Yeah, so we see that the use of the digital is bringing quite a revolution in this world. Can you explain us a bit on the role of the technology?
Yeah, I think a lot of industries have seen disruption and innovation at scale, whether it's mobility, whether it's food technology, financial services, the ability to discover different products and services, the ability to make choices more easily, and the ability to access those services and products in a more efficient way is something that has happened across multiple industries. The same opportunities exist in agriculture, whether it's looking at a sort of a marketplace for products, whether it's looking at access to information for solving on the farm problems by integrating different technologies. Digital is a means of bringing in a lot of those precision agriculture opportunities under one platform and offering it in an easy, meaningful way to the farmer.
Excellent. And I think you've gained with the experience of Adarsh Farm Services, that was maybe the first service approach that was developed in India. Can you tell us a bit what were the benefits that the AFS approach has brought to the farmers, and how you now expanded it into a more thorough model with Nurture Farm.
Yeah, AFS has been a brilliant initiative. I think the idea of what is a Adarsh, which essentially means ideal farmer, and the experience that that ideal farmer should have is one that was conceived and thought by UPL a while ago. And so farm mechanization and being able to provide access to infrastructure as a service and through spraying services is something that was one of the first things that UPL launched. That entire ecosystem now exists and is a big benefit to the farmers because they're able to access sprayers which help lower the consumption of chemicals. It helps with better efficacy. It drives a lot of the sustainability initiatives that we are focused on in terms of exposing human labor to spraying chemicals directly. So there's massive benefits, environmental, human, and all of these go directly in terms of lowering also the cost of operation for the farmer.
Yeah, absolutely. So it means you're bringing the right inputs, the right technology into the hands of the farmers, but also accompanied with some services like the spraying, and also you're bringing sustainability because you do it well with the precision agriculture, and you do it with the latest technology. So how did you come up with this idea of offering a full service? It must have been quite a mindset change in the mind of an agro input company such as UPL.
Yeah, I think a lot of this goes down to the wealth of experience that I think UPL has gained over decades, right? And if we start thinking about what is the way forward, what is the progressive way of driving sustainable agriculture, one has to start thinking about how do we tip the balance back in the favor of the smallholding farmer. And I think it's that vision in terms of being able to drive better income, increase the yield and productivity per acre for the farmer, and re-envisioning what does sustainable agriculture look like. I think it's that vision where the experience of what UPL has gained over the last few decades that kind of brought this idea to the forefront.
Okay, so now how do you think the role of a company like UPL should be rethought in the approach, in the service, and the product we offer to the farmers?
Yeah, I think and this is a really exciting opportunity. If you think about the whole idea of open ag that UPL has put forward, right? This is about connecting with every stakeholder in the ecosystem. It's about making sure that everybody feels part of being able to contribute to drive this sustainable agricultural practices and drive forward with that change. In terms of how to make that transition, I think it's not thinking just about smart crop package solutions, but a holistic service-based model where you're actually in the journey with the farmer from right at the start till the end, till the time the crop is harvested, and even providing some market linkage opportunities. So that end-to-end approach is what I think distinguishes this vision.
That's very exciting, very interesting. Is that what Nurture Farm is offering exactly?
Yeah, so Nurture Farm is about, taking that approach in a more structured way and looking at the complete crop life cycle. We've seen a lot of very great innovations across the agri industry over the last decade, I would say, but a lot of them have been extremely niche and focused in very specific areas. So the impact they can have isn't as diverse as one would expect and long lasting. The nurture approach is looking at the input, the output, and the enablers in between. And when you put that together, you kind of become a one-stop solution for the farmer through the entire crop cycle journey that the farmer is going on, right? And that end-to-end support is what I think distinguishes Nurture as a platform.
Right. So is it made for all the farmers or only big industrial farms, or who is it for exactly?
I think pretty much anyone can access the platform. The way we've designed it, it is definitely going to give the highest benefit to some of the small to medium holding farmers. But that is not to say that the large holding farmers won't benefit from this. What we're trying to do is introduce multiple different precision agricultural interventions. And so even if you're a large holding farmer, you still have the same problems to solve, but you may have your own infrastructure. So there are different opportunities for a small holding farmer versus a large holding farmer to participate in this platform. There are three key parts to it: focusing on precision ag and driving multiple interventions there, uh, enabling those through digital ag, which is making sure that access to information, access to technology, and the delivery mechanism is in the hands of the farmers through technology, and driving regenerative practices and focusing on sustainable agriculture.
Right, so it's really a full ecosystem that you are bringing into the hands of the smallholder farmers, which is quite a revolution in itself. Can you maybe share with us some of the key initiatives you are leading, some concrete examples?
Yeah, I mean, we're focused on a number of areas. As I mentioned earlier, we're looking at rewarding farmers for adopting regenerative farming practices, giving them a holistic approach and a comprehensive package of solutions which will help them improve their yield, productivity, soil wellness, and that in turn should result in a better yield for them, right? The other things we are focused heavily on is also market linkage and working with buyers who understand the need for high traceability and sustainable agriculture. And so working backwards from that and also partnering with farmers so they have a predictable demand, they have clarity of what the market is looking for, and being able to drive kind of the end-to-end ecosystem through that.
Excellent. Sounds very promising. So as you know, Dhruv, we're recording this episode for the African Green Revolution Forum. So our audience is going to be mostly African. And you've probably heard before that when we talk about digitalization in Africa, we think that's one of the best approach to bridge the gap between first the farmer and the off-taker, replacing the farmer at the center of the market. And also, secondly, it's a great way probably to reach last mile service delivery because some of our smallholder farmers are so remote and have poor infrastructure. So that's why I'm so interested into the nurture farmer approach. How do you think nurture farm can help bridge that gap between farmer and market and also help deliver last mile service delivery?
Yeah, I think it's really exciting if we look at developing economies, and India is quite similar to the African market in that sense. Digital divide is a real issue, right? And so being able to give that power in the hands of a farmer. Today we have, across the world, people have adopted applications like WhatsApp. We should be able to give similar applications in the hands of farmers so they have access to the same information. They can order the same products and services through a simple application on their phone. Having that access digitally means now they are connected to the world and the best of technologies that are available at their fingertips. I think that kind of a platform is very relevant for a market like Africa.
Yeah, absolutely. So it means it will certainly help remove some of the main entry barriers that the farmers have on the market today. Well, on that note, Dhruv, I want to really thank you for sharing with us the work that you are leading with Nurture Farm projects and some of the reasons that led to the development of this fascinating new approach that is certainly very relevant for our African audience. To find out more about UPL and Nurture Farm's work with the new technologies and platforms, you can click the link in the description of this video. And you can also subscribe to this channel to follow our full podcast series for the AGRF Summit. Thank you.